Welcome in. Grab a seat and get comfortable. We are incredibly glad you're here with us today.
We really are. It's great to have you.
Yeah, whenever we sit down at the mics, we always picture you right here as the essential third person in the room. We're just having a fun conversation, and we're thrilled you joined us for today's deep dive.
It's always my favorite part of the week.
Mm-hmm.
And the topic we had today is something literally everyone deals with, even if they don't want to admit it.
Absolutely. Today, our mission is to look at practical, daily, healthy habits. We're reading from a text called The Architect of Daily Wellness.
It's a really great, simple guide.
It is. And the goal here is to figure out how to build a healthy life without getting, information overload.
Right, because there's so much noise out there.
Exactly. We all know we should drink water and sleep, but when you try to do it, you get hit with crazy diets and super hard workouts. It's just too much.
And that is why smart people fail at this. They try to change everything on a Monday, and by Wednesday, they are just totally burnt out.
Yeah, they give up. But our source text is set up like a really relatable conversation between two people. Now, I'm only going to say their names once so we don't get bogged down.
Good call. Keep it simple.
Right. So we have Emma, who has a great, easy wellness routine. And then we have Alex, who is basically the poster child for being tired all the time.
We have all been that guy.
Oh, for sure. He knows he should do better, but he's stuck in bad habits and poor sleep. Okay, let's unpack this. Our source text doesn't just list tips, it shows us how to actually start making changes.
Yeah, and right away, I want to validate any struggles you, our listener, might be having with your own habits. Building a routine is hard,
It really is.
but this text gives a masterclass in starting small. You do not have to change your whole life overnight.
So let's look at the morning routine. The woman in our text wakes up at 6 in the morning, and what I love is that she is totally honest about it.
She doesn't pretend it was easy, right?
Exactly. She admits it was super hard at first, but now it feels genuinely good to wake up early.
And compare that to the guy who is struggling. He wakes up at 8 in the morning, 2 hours later, but he says he still feels totally exhausted.
Yeah, he's just out of sync. But let's look at her very first action. She doesn't go straight for coffee. Her first move is drinking a glass of warm water.
Which made perfect sense. The text explains that warm water helps the body wake up gently.
And it helps digestion too.
Right. You just went 8 hours without drinking anything. Your body needs water. And warm water doesn't shock your stomach like ice cold water does.
It's a nice, soft start to the day. But this brings us to a huge difference between the two of them, the phone.
Oh, yeah. The dreaded morning phone check.
The guy admits that the very first thing he does is grab his smartphone, while she actually tries not to look at her phone for the first hour of the day.
What's fascinating here is how she explains it. She says avoiding the phone helps her mind stay calm.
Yes, she protects her peace.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When you check your phone the second you wake up, you get immediate stress. You see emails, the news, social media.
You are letting the world stress you out before you even get out of bed. The guy feels tired right away because his brain is working so hard while he's still lying down.
So think about your own morning, listener. You open your eyes. What happens in those first 10 minutes?
Are you drinking water or are you staring at a bright screen?
It's a great question. Because how you start that first hour really sets the mood for the whole day.
Totally. Now let's talk about movement. After her warm water, she goes for a 20-minute walk almost every day.
And she enjoys it. She likes the fresh air, the quiet, maybe some music.
It's not a crazy hard workout, just walking. But when they talk about exercise, the tired guy hits a wall. He avoids it completely because he feels lazy after work.
Which is so relatable. After a long day of work, going to a crowded gym sounds terrible.
I mean, I agree with him. When you are that tired, trying to work out just feels like setting yourself up to fail.
But that is the trap he's in. He thinks exercise has to be a big, hard, sweaty hour of work. But she gives him great advice. She says, just start with 10 minutes of stretching or simple exercises.
Just 10 minutes.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, healthy habits start small. By saying 10 minutes, it doesn't sound scary anymore.
The text actually shows his reaction. He hears 10 minutes and says, well, 10 minutes sounds easy.
That word is the magic key. Easy.
Because it's not really about getting super fit in 10 minutes. It's about proving to yourself that you can do it.
Exactly. You build the habit. Once you do 10 minutes every day, it naturally turns into 20 minutes later. But you have to start.
I love that. You don't need to be an athlete. Just start. Okay, let's move to food and drinks. The successful woman eats a simple breakfast, fruits, eggs, maybe oats,
Good, healthy stuff.
and she drinks green tea because it's light and healthy.
While the guy is drinking 2 huge cups of coffee every day just to stay awake.
Right. And here's where it gets really interesting. She doesn't yell at him. She
Yeah.
doesn't tell him to stop drinking coffee completely.
That would just make him miserable.
Right. She just calmly says, try just 1 cup first.
It's brilliant. If she told him to quit coffee cold turkey, he would get headaches, feel worse, and just give up.
It's the 10-minute rule, but for food, just make a small cut.
And they talk about snacks, too. He eats junk food like chips when he gets hungry between meals.
Which gives you a quick rush of energy, but then makes you crash. That's why he's so tired in the afternoon.
Yeah, the chips actually cause the fatigue. She eats nuts or fruit instead. It keeps her full and keeps her energy steady.
She's eating for steady energy, and we have to talk about water. She drinks 2 liters a day.
And he says, I simply forget to drink water.
Which sounds crazy, right? How do
Yeah.
you forget to drink?
But we all do it. We get busy working, staring at computers, and we just ignore our thirst.
So she gives him the best, easiest tip. She just says, keep a water bottle with you.
That sounds almost too simple.
It does.
Yeah.
Does putting a plastic bottle on your desk really fix the problem?
It actually does. Our brains are lazy. If you have to stand up, walk to the kitchen, and get a glass, it feels like too much work when you're busy.
But if the bottle is right next to your hand,
You just drink it. You don't even think about it. You change your environment to make the healthy choice the easiest choice.
you make the habit automatic. I love that. Okay, so we covered the morning, the 10-minute exercise, the food, and the water bottle, but none of this matters without the big one, sleep.
Oh, sleep is the anchor. If you don't sleep, everything else is 100 times harder.
The source text looks at the end of the guy's day. He sleeps around midnight, and he is scrolling on his phone right up until he closes his eyes.
Which is terrible for you.
She points out that the phone screen hurts his sleep quality. It leaves him tired all day.
The bright light from the phone tricks your brain into thinking the sun is still up.
So even when he falls asleep, it's not good, deep rest. Meanwhile, she gets a solid 7 to 8 hours of real sleep. So what does this all mean?
Well, this raises an important question. How can you expect to wake up at 6 and do healthy morning habits if your nighttime habits are ruining your sleep?
The evening ruins the morning.
Exactly. Good sleep is the foundation for everything we just talked about.
So she suggests a simple fix. She doesn't say, go to bed at 8 p.m. She just says, move your bedtime up a little bit. Try 10:30.
Which is totally realistic.
And he realizes that without sleep, he feels tired all day, which makes him sick exercise, which makes him eat junk food. It's a bad cycle.
But if he gets good sleep, he has the energy to walk. The walk makes him feel good. He drinks water instead of coffee. And then he naturally feels sleepy at 10:30.
He turns a bad cycle into a good cycle, and the end of the text is so uplifting, he feels highly motivated.
Because she didn't give him a scary, hard plan.
Right. He commits to just a few small things starting today, keeping a water bottle nearby, walking for just a few minutes every morning, and eating less junk food.
He is starting small. And her final advice to him is perfect. She says, your body will thank you.
Your body will thank you. And you, listening right now, you need to hear this too. You do not need a massive, scary wellness plan.
You really don't. You don't have to be perfect.
Just make minor, easy tweaks. Put the water bottle on your desk, cut out 1 cup of coffee, stretch for 10 minutes, keep the phone out of the bed. These small changes make life better, and they are so easy to start.
It is all about taking one tiny step forward.
So as we finish up today's deep dive, I want to leave you with a final thought to mull over. We've seen that healthy habits start incredibly small.
The smaller, the better.
So ask yourself this. What is the absolute smallest possible change you could make tomorrow morning? Something that takes less than 60 seconds, but could completely shift your whole day.
Oh, that's a great question.
Maybe it's filling a glass of water tonight and putting it by your bed. Maybe it's plugging your phone charger in across the room so you can't reach it. Find your 60-second change.
I love that. Start tomorrow.
Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. It's been so fun having you as the third person in the room with us. Take care of yourselves, start small, and we will catch you on the next one.